So, am I the only one who's not like, I don't know how to put this into words. Usually when I see stuff like this, I like scream of terror, spit out saliva, and squeal and like fist my own eardrum, but like, I don't know. Even when I quoted, I didn't really do it with all caps. And most times I do it with all caps, it's kind of me freaking out. I didn't do that this time. Little weird. So first off, hello. Always give the video a thumbs up, of course. Just forget all that bullshit, forget all the bullshit. You already know what to do, alright? But we got a new Pokemon announced. It's just a silhouette, kind of like a fill-in. They're not going to show us what the Pokemon actually looks like. But it says here the first image of the cover of Coral has been released through a trailer. This cover includes the first silhouette of a brand new Pokemon. The Pokemon is called Magiana. That is actually the name to pronounce it. If anybody else pronounced it some otherwise, like Magiana, bro, they need help. I know a store called after this, dude. It's Magiana, trust me. Bring images as soon as humanly possible. Yeah, even the Cerebi guy, the boy Joe, he's even losing his shit. But what the hell does this mean? And how many videos are you gonna see in your sub box about what the hell does this mean? And if you chose mine over them, well, I'm blessed, thank you. You're gonna be seeing a lot of this shit though, I'm telling you. And you know what? It's not bad that you're gonna be seeing a lot of speculation videos. What the hell? We didn't get a game for a whole year, and now when we get an announcement like this, it's like a room of people that are sick and hungry, but you leave like a bowl of 1 grain of rice in a room. That's what it is, exactly what it's like right now. But this could honestly mean a lot. A part of me was wanting to say Gen 7, and a part of me is also wanted to say Pokemon Z, and let me tell you why. I think it was going to be Pokemon Z because it's not new for them to make a new Pokemon and then put it into a continuation game. It's not new. It's also not really brand new for them to make 2 remakes back to back. More along of a remake and then a continuation. Example, Platinum, continuation, remake, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. They happened right close to each other. I think that was a year gap, There wasn't a year gap without a game. It just, one came out in, like, example, say 2010, one came out in 2011. That's not the actual specific dates. That's just, like, how it went, It's kind of like X and Y and Oris is exactly how it went, So it's not new that they do stuff like that, or really isn't. But at the same time, I do think that it's going to be Gen 7. But then that's just, it's so confusing. It's so confusing. That's why I'm not screaming of hype. If this was purely Gen 7, like 100% fact, oh yeah, I'd be scared to top my lungs. That'd be awesome. Gen 7, can't wait for that. I mean, it's been almost 3 years since X and Y has come out, the last generation, Gen 6, so yeah, but then what about the Zygarde forums? They can't just release and hype about these Zygarde forums and officially announce Volcanion 2 years later after everyone already knew who he was. But of course, not all the people knew it since they don't hack. But they can't just do all of that, hype all that up, and then even hype a move for it, but then drop them to the curve for Gen 7 unless they're going to play a role in Gen 7. And I could see them playing a role in Gen 7. I could. There's also the crazy BS role of Southern Kalos be in Gen 7. It is undiscovered, so hey. But then again, we do see a lot of details in the game itself, X and Y, of what is actually in that terrain. And it's a lot of mountainous volcanoes, so Scream Volcanion and first Zygarde, so I don't know what the hell it's gonna be. I think if I had to go with something, I probably would say Gen 7. Now, I only say that because I can see Zygarde and Volcanion kind of playing a role in a completely different generation. I mean, shit, what if Volcanion went to some other generation and just went to go blow that shit up? I don't know, dude. I don't know. At this point, look, it's way too early, dude, alright? I mean, come on, it's like 6 a.m. right now. It's too goddamn early for them to be releasing new information like this. I was literally laying down on my phone looking through that, and I saw this, and I'm like, first off, this thing is thick AF, dude. Like, look at this thing, dude. Look at the shadow, dude. Do you not just lose it? Yeah, I'm a little weird, yeah. I'm a little weird. If you see the image blown up too, it's got all this other Japanese stuff on there. So the image blown up really doesn't really correlate to the actual silhouette. And the trainer himself, which I actually thought that did correlate to it. I was like, that Gen 7 trailer looks kind of cool. But then I was like, he looks too anime. He can't be. It's not. It has absolutely nothing to do with the silhouette. So yeah, here's my generic under 10-minute video that you're probably going to be seeing about the silhouette, and you're probably going to be seeing similar thumbnails and everything other Pokemon content creator making. But that's okay, because we've been waiting for new information about a main story game for a long time. time, dude. Long time. Bless up. But that's it. So of course, if you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. I'd love to know what you think as well. Like, yo, let me know what you think. I'd love to know what you think. It'd be awesome what you think and all about this stuff like that. Because I mean, it could either be Gen 7 or it could either be Pokemon Z, or even worse, if they make this into a spin-off game, I'll tear up. It can't be a spin-off, right? It can't, right? It can't. It would not make any sense for it to be a spin-off. But then again, you gotta think about it. I'm sorry, even though I just kind of was going to the outro, forget that. We're gonna keep talking. Okay, so it's weird because you know how like all the other Pokemon that are announced before the actual game was announced weren't really legendaries or weren't really that insane. Example, Munchlax, Riolu, Togepi, Zorua, Bonsly. It's like all this stuff that was, Meryl. So it's like all this stuff that was really announced before the respective generations and games came out, they weren't like the craziest Pokemon out there, you know? They weren't even like the most common, you know? Because Meryl isn't extremely common. Bonsly, give or take, 4th gen. Munchlax, of course, he's rare. Same with Zorua and Riolu. You get them in respective ways. You know, you get the Munchlax through breeding, Togepi's an egg. I think Meryl's just kind of hard to find in Gold and Silver, wasn't it? Gold, Silver, Crystal. I think Meryl was hard to find. Riolu was given to you by an egg. Zora was given to you by a trainer. That was the only way you could get it. Until eventually they could make it to where you found it in the wild. Yeah, that's all I said, right? Bonsai, I guess they kind of made more long impactful in XD, but that was symbolizing 4th gen. So really all the mods they've kind of put out that way have been rare to find, hard to find, or some difficult way to receive. So you know that the thing isn't going to be some common thing that you're going to be seeing. So yeah, also her name Magiana kind of just teaches us that no, it's not a Mega Lilligant. I first saw the thing and I actually did think that it was a Mega Lilligant. Turned out it wasn't a Mega Lilligant at all. It wasn't a Mega Lilligant at all. I mean, I can believe it being a Mega Lilligant, look at the silhouette, but it's not. It's got a name, Magiana. And looking at the silhouette, I kind of feel girly Pokemon, of course, you know? And then I also kind of feel like it's a fairy type. Because now when you think of girly Pokemon, you used to think of like water or psychic. Or sometimes normal. But now, since fairy typing is out there, it's like that's the first type people now think of. So I'm thinking fairy type, and if it ends up being some busted typing, like combined with fairy, I'll lose it. If it ends up being fairy water, which is a busted typing, I'll probably lose it. If it ends up being fairy steel, which is a busted typing, I might lose it. We all thought fairy dragon was busted. Fairy dragon is, to an extent, busted. What am I talking about? It's busted. So if it ends up being some busted typing, I don't know. We're thinking way too deep into it right now, right? I gotta stop with speculation. We're thinking way too deep in it right now. The actual official Coral should be on the 12th, so expect another video there. I told everybody, you can literally go back at the almost all of last month's Pokemon videos. They said even in the last Coral of this, January, they said the next one that's happening in February is going to be a groundbreaking Coral release, meaning that it's going to be world breaking. You have to think about it. This is the year of Pokemon. They're doing so much for Pokemon that itself. Of course, you can believe it's going to be world breaking. That's a part of me why I think it is Gen 7, because Pokemon Z won't be world breaking. It's just a remake. World breaking would be a brand new generation, right? So, yeah. That would be Gen 7. Brand new Pokemon, Gen 7. New Zygarde forms and Volcanion. Volcanion not actually being found anywhere in like X and Y. Finding him in Gen 7 against him versus his Zygarde forms in Gen 7. And Gen 7 storyline could be based upon, yeah, now we're thinking about too deep, but YOLO. Could be based upon like Zygarde and Volcanion having like some cataclysmic, whatever the word is, battle. Hey, I can see that, yeah. And this Pokemon having absolutely nothing to do with it at all. Oh my god, I could see that. And then I could see like some type of like add-on that they could do to where if you get a certain Pokemon, it'll unlock an event in X and Y that'll lead you to go into the Southern Kalos, kind of like some some after game, because you gotta think about it, X and Y has no after game. So now we're getting even crazier. What if you have to get a certain Pokemon from Gen 7? Okay, just I'm BSing out of my mind right now. I'm little to no sleep at all. It is 6 a.m. So whatever we're saying is either really good or really stupid, all right? What if you gotta pick up a Pokemon from Gen 7, right? And you gotta bring it into X and Y, right? And it unlocks an event that lets you go through Southern Kalos. Yo, if you hear that from anywhere else, you linked in this video. I'm copyrighting that. I'm pulling a fine, bros. Oh my god, I really need sleep. I do. I desperately do. But that's it. So of course, if you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. And I'm done with the speculations. You probably see even crazier speculations. T-Tube, I want to see his. T-Tube is always spot on with this type of shit. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Hypoo. Honestly, really not that much hypoo, just kind of there for me. And that's it. Goodbye.